did Destiny push the red button on their own game? Let's talk about it. So I have played this game for about approximately 84 days, which when I saw that analytic this morning, I was very shocked about that. And I was like, I've spent a total of 84 days on this game, right? That's maybe somewhere around a quarter of a calendar year or something like that, maybe more. Right, it's if you think about it, it's a lot, right, over the span of almost 10 years, right? I haven't spent every day of my life on the game, but I've spent a majority of my time on this game, right? So that isn't for the fan of heart saying that I don't love this game and I'm not. This is not, well, let me explain. This is not a Destiny hate campaign right now. This is not, hey, Destiny's dead or whatever. It's none of that. So no one come for me in the comments being like, hey, this dude hates Destiny, let's go hate on him, right? That's not what this is. Destiny made a great final campaign, in my opinion, right? I thought, hey, they're going to have their 3 new seasons, right, which they've broken up into episodes, which in my opinion was very hard and complicated for me to understand in the beginning, but I ended up getting it, and then they're going to move on, right, which they said, I don't remember what they said the name was, but I'll pop it up if I remember it. But they're gonna have their 3 seasons and then they're gonna move on to the next thing, right? From what I can see, that next thing is a mobile game, and it's not what we all thought it would be or whatever else we thought it would be. But a lot of us were expecting Destiny 3 or Destiny Forever or Destiny whatever they wanted to call it, right? It wasn't lined up to be what we thought it was, right? My main thing with Destiny is that I want something that doesn't have me playing endgame content for me to be content with the game, right? I can't, first of all, spend the time and the effort to literally go and find a raid team. I mean, I probably can, right? There's not an issue with that. I can probably find a raid team pretty easily, right? And then finding 2 other people to go run a dungeon, right? It kind of just depends on what the situation is and what the day is and people are already in a group or what, right? I have some friends I could probably pull, but it's like pulling teeth basically at that point to get them even on this game, right? Destiny did such a good job with the final shape to the point where I said one thing. I said, just don't fuck it up, right? I said, you did such a good job with the final shape, just don't fuck it up. Now you're probably wondering, did they fuck it up? In my personal opinion, yes, right? I feel like one thing from the community that everyone kind of grasped to was that they just wanted better seasonal content, right? They fixed Raoul, they put Xur in the tower, he has a constant spot. They fixed a lot of life balance stuff, right? You can now create teams in game instead of going to a third-party app or anything else like that to try and find games, which I've tried and doesn't work. So did it work? Maybe. I don't know. I've tried it a couple times. It's worked. It also hasn't worked. So it's in the middle when it comes to that. But I feel like for a lot of people, there isn't anything really keeping the attention of their core audience, right? Which I feel like is why a lot of people after the final shape was over, they had a few options of games they should go to, right? Those 3 games were the First Descendant, Black Myth Wukong, and Warframe, which has been a game out for almost 12 years now, or even more than that, I don't know, right? Which is basically Destiny, but with more like steps, I guess. Or we'll talk about Warframe in a little bit, or maybe in another video, but those are the things that Destiny basically left us with, right? It was the remnants of what they were. For a lot of people, they're like, what happened? Did they just not think, or think that this day was gonna come, or after like 10 years of content that people weren't gonna leave, or like what did they think, right? And I feel like the main question is, why didn't they listen as well as they should have, right? And like I said, it's not a Destiny hate campaign. I mean that, right? Because for someone who's spent that much time on this game, I don't think I can say I hate the game. I can't say that I didn't enjoy myself. I can't say that it wasn't fun for me to be literally playing raids with my friends, doing the new activities with my friends, doing all this other stuff, right? But there is a main thing when it comes to playing Destiny and having fun, right? I needed to have fun playing something, right? It didn't, like, I didn't want to like have to spend the time to go do a raid, or have to spend the time to go do a dungeon. If I wanted to just log on to Destiny and play a strike, I should be able to go on Destiny and play a strike that isn't recycled over and over and over again, which, this is the thing, right? They did, right? They changed up the strikes, right? But not really. All they did was just change a different route that you would take, either making it longer or making it shorter than what it already was. So just changing it up slightly. So you didn't really change anything. You made it, you basically just reskinned it out and put it out and said, hey, this is a new map, right? Even though it's not, right? The thing is, what I would have even liked, and you could have lied to us about this too, you could have completely reskinned the entire fucking map, right? By like maybe putting instead of it being Europa, right, you put the fucking you put the throne world, right? So you basically overlay the one of the Europa maps over the throne world, and basically it's a grass landscape instead of a ice landscape, right? So strikes literally have been the same for months, or for years. Actually, they haven't changed. They're the same thing. You have Crucible, which I don't even understand how people play that. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's, for me, it's not fun. Literally, I remember when 30th anniversary was out, I would literally play Crucible. Like, I'll play my 3 matches and get out and never touch it again every week, because I was like, all right, cool, I just need to play 3 matches and I'm good. I like legitimately dreaded playing that, and that would always be the last thing I played. In Gambit, I kind of like Gambit, which is kind of crazy. I know someone's gonna be like, what the fuck, he likes Gambit, he's fucking weird, right? Gambit's okay, right? It's not terrible, it's not the like worst thing in the world, but I enjoy it, right? So Gambit is kind of like a love-hate relationship. It's okay, but it's not the best thing. But I feel like the main reason why people, I don't know, man, there's a lot of things that I can say that people were like, yo, I'm just done with the game. One thing is probably like, people played the final shape, right? They played it, they're like, this is the end conclusion to 10 years of content, and people are like, okay, cool, we're good, I'm content with this game, there's no reason for me to come back to this, right? Which I feel like is a good and bad thing, right? You finally figured out all of this stuff that has been coming to the tipping point. You got to the tipping point, you fell over, you got back up, and you ended up defeating your main boss. And then that was it. After that, we play Echoes, and Echoes in a way was very lackluster. I was expecting like run and gun, hit the walls running, like we need to defeat whatever these remnants of the pyramid ships or or not the pyramid shift, but of like all this stuff that happened, and we just don't learn anything. We're detectives, but like in my opinion, like I played all the way through Echoes and I'm like, I'm bored. Like I was just bored. There was nothing keeping my attention from this game. Do I think Destiny pushed the red button? Absolutely. You completely lost me after Final Shape, right? I was kind of like, I don't know, man. Like I was like, let me give it a second chance, right? Because I was like, let's see. Which I mean, at this point, it's not a second chance. It's like a fucking 10th chance, right? Because I was like, all right, cool. They're gonna make good seasonal content. They're gonna switch up like the normal parts of the game, right? That everyone has access to, even if they don't have a friend, right? They're gonna switch up all of that. Quality of life changes, which to them, I think they mean, oh, it should be easier for you to make a raid team. Oh, it should be easier for you to get into harder content. Oh, it should be easier for you to figure out A to B trajectory on how to level up in Destiny, which is basically their journey tab, right? None of that, in my opinion, it is quality of life, but it also isn't at the same time, because the main quality of life that I feel like a lot of people want is content that's evolving and changing and doing something different than being the same recycled content over and over and over again. And this is the thing, right? Destiny has said multiple times they have an issue with storage. Make a new game. Just make a new game. I don't know if they're like struggling because of Marathon or whatever they're doing, but I don't even see that game coming out to be whatever it is, right? I don't understand how you guys get such a big payout from Sony and your first thing isn't, hey, let's fix our current game and then we'll work on Marathon at the same time, but let's fix our main game and make it to where we are able to, at least keep the clients we currently have, right? Let's put out a bunch of new Nightfall maps. Let's put out a bunch of new, like, just like 3v3 maps. Let's put out like, or not 3v3, but let's put out like a whole bunch of new like strikes, Nightfalls, all that. We need all that there because people enjoy that. That's one of the parts, right? If you want to like literally have it on the scale of like what people like, it's probably strikes, then probably because you have a tier, right? You have three, and then you have like your legendary sector, but you have your strikes. You probably, I have Gambit in the middle. It might not be for a lot of people, but Gambit might be last. And then you have Crucible, right? And then you might have some other things on the side, which are like, crap, what is it even called? You see, I haven't done it in so long, I don't even remember. The Iron Wolves thing, right? Which I don't know why I'm forgetting the name right now, but you have things that switch and interchange throughout the week, right? If you don't focus on those two things, you've kind of like shot yourself in the foot. And like I said, people aren't able to run dungeons because they can't find two other people. People aren't able to run raids because they can't find two other people. So at that point, I feel like there was too much of a hype on other games, right? Like First Ascendant came out. I feel like a lot of people tried out First Ascendant, enjoyed it, and then were like, yeah, it kind of isn't what it said it was, right? Me personally, I enjoyed First Ascendant for a couple of hours. I'm gonna say maybe like less than 18, maybe like 20 at most, right? And then I was like, yeah, I'm good, right? At that point, I'm like, this game really isn't it. I know they're updating it almost every like weekly. I know they've changed like the graphic size, but they had like an influx of people coming to play the game. I'm assuming it's doing well. I'm hoping that they're doing well. But personally, for me, it wasn't like what I thought it would be, especially when I saw it, like the first look at it, like almost 3 years ago. So it's kind of like a thing where I'm like, First Ascendant was what it was. Black Myth Wukong was an amazing game, and Warframe is literally, from what I can see, taking everyone from that Destiny community and being like, yeah, come over here. We've been over here for 12 years. Come enjoy the game that millions of people enjoy without that headache of all the stuff you have to deal with Destiny. You have some headaches, but not everything, right? So did Destiny push the red button? I think so. Do I think that I will ever come back? I will never say I won't do anything, right? You know, that is a very big possibility that one day Destiny might surprise me again. I'll come back. But for right now, and probably for the foreseeable future, I am probably done with Destiny 2. There was a lot of cool things that I enjoyed, especially when it had to do with getting like the double class loot, or like it was a double class armor. And then they took that away. So it feels like every glitch in the system that they have some way to be like, no, this isn't how it was intended. We don't want you to exploit this. Which I'm like, can't you just leave like one thing in that we enjoy, right? We just spent like somewhere around like 30 minutes to an hour trying to grind for this piece of armor that's literally at the end of defeating some of the coolest bosses. But like, I just did all this and now you're saying I can only get one even though I was able to get two. Like, it kind of just feels like every time someone has something to basically make the game funner, Destiny kind of crashes on it. So yeah, that's basically my take. But yeah, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys think I'm completely crazy, let me know that. Please be respectful. Do not be an asshole. I don't have time for that. But besides that, just be good people. If you have constructive criticism, let me know. I would like to know what your takes are about this. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Shorty got that body out of get it with, roll time, set up, you won't tell my vibe, stand on